Hey, I'm back. It's been a long time coming. Actually, it's been like 2 weeks. I apologize now. Yeah, I've had a long, two busy weeks, and I'm back in the game. So before quickly, Cameron stepped up to the plate, did a short speed round, which I hope you guys enjoyed. I know he was nervous about doing it by himself, but I'll add something to that real quick. Ready Player One is my favorite movie of the year so far. Blockers was hilarious. What was the other one you did?
A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place was awesome. I didn't see the other two yet.
Yeah.
But just a short add into those. But we're back, and we're here to talk about Isle of Dogs. Not I Love Dogs, Isle of Dogs, which is this is one of my favorite titles since Alvin the Chipmunks, The Squeakquel. We confirmed that. He literally turned to me and goes, "You know what? If you say Isle of Dogs, it sounds like I Love Dogs." And I was like, oh my gosh, I love dogs, and I couldn't stop doing it.
It was like an epiphany.
It was an epiphany, and I was like, wow, this is actually a fantastic title. Like, just the title itself is awesome. But yeah, so we're talking about Isle of Dogs. It's the new Wes Anderson film. The same man behind the Grand Budapest Hotel, the Royal Tenenbaums, Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Among others.
Yeah, among others. He's done stop motion animation in the past, and he's bringing that back. It is about it's in Japan, correct?
Yes.
Correct. In
a futuristic Japan.
A futuristic Japan, or where dogs are outlawed and forbidden from a city and put onto their own island. And this young boy goes to the island to try and find his dog / bodyguard and try and save him. And it starts this adventure and funness, whatever. What? What are you laughing at?
Yeah,
it's shenanigans. I will say, between all the Wes Anderson movies that I've seen so far, this is probably my least favorite. I'm not saying this is a bad movie. I'm just saying this one didn't.
Isn't exactly.
It didn't appeal to me as some of the other ones. I just did not find it where it didn't have the sharp, abrupt humor that I thought the Royal Tenenbaums had, and it didn't have like the lovable charm that I thought Fantastic Mr. Fox had, and I don't know, it seemed different from other stuff he had done in the past, and I just didn't connect with it as much as
it has a more serious tone.
And maybe that's what it was. I didn't laugh very much. I chuckled maybe like twice, and I've gotten used to his weird, quirky humor.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know if my expectations were too high. I never downgrade stop motion animation. Stop motion animation is an art form of itself, and I mean I don't know how people do it. I would love to make movies all the time. But stop motion animation, that's tough. That is it is hours upon hours of work for 30 seconds of film. And I give total props to anybody who can...
Hours for like 1 second.
Yeah, for 1 second, I give total props to anybody. And the details are incredible. Maybe just one of the things I thought was a little unsettling, where Fantastic Mr. Fox, I felt like it was a children's book come to life. Like, you could see it with your own eyes, and you could see like their hair moving in the wind. I don't know. I think this was almost too real for me. I know that sounds like...
It sounds stupid.
It sounds stupid. No. Because it's not... It's the same thing with, okay, there's an actual term for this, where if something becomes too lifelike, it makes you uncomfortable. It's like robots. If you meant like C-3PO as like a real robot, you're like, oh, cool, it's C-3PO. If you meant like a robot like Ash from like Alien, you'd be like, okay, like this is weird. I think I was taken a little bit by that. There's a couple characters that I just almost looked gross to me, like grossly real.
Supposed to look gross.
Grossly real, and I was just like, oh, okay, like that's like, ooh, and it was like a little hard to like watch at certain points. Like I couldn't, and I think because of that, I couldn't connect on details like I like to do with stop motion. I don't know what it was about this film.
I
what are you
love
talking
the
about?
stop motion. It's so. This is like way more intricate than any I've ever seen. I feel like most stop motion, it's much more crude, and it takes place outside, so it's not. Whereas then a lot of this movie takes place in like interiors of buildings, so it's much more like everything is like streamlined. There's much more, it's much more architectural, and the details are just incredible.
Yeah, if you would even compare it to
it's
like
so detailed.
Kubo and the Two Strings, which came out.
But even that's much more crude. Like it's all outside. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you look at Aardman, like the claymation, like even Fantastic Mr. Fox, it's still amazing, but it's so much more simple, as far as like the sets are concerned.
Yeah.
Whereas this,
that's exactly that's what that's what I was trying to say. Like even just I forgot about Early Man too. That's very yeah.
Whereas this is, I mean, wow, they did not miss a single detail here, and I mean that's Wes Anderson's MO. He art directs to death.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes for better and for worse, because I feel like some of his movies it really like puts you at a distance. I thought it worked in this movie. I really like this movie. It's not. I didn't think it was very funny, but I didn't think it was supposed to be. What was I gonna say? What was
voice acting?
Yeah, I love. I mean, I love the voice acting, and it's not just because of the all-star cast. Like the cast imbued their characters with so much character. Like each individual character, you got their character trait, and they added depth to it. Bryan Cranston is awesome as what was his character's name? Chief. Who heads the
if I didn't know
dogs.
he was in this,
it took me a while to figure out who it was, and I was like, oh, it's Bryan Cranston. I loved Frances McDormand as the news translator, and I loved Greta Gerwig as the foreign exchange student. Those were like the three.
So it was like probably a fair part of the movie.
But even like all the supporting, like Edward Norton, Bob Balaban, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum, they're in that like main pack of dogs. They're all really good. There are brief moments of humor that I thought were really funny, like that scene towards the beginning where they're like, "Oh, let's open up to see if it's actually worth fighting over." This like thing that they trash,
and then there are two group of dogs trying to decide if they want to fight over trash.
So they're like, "Oh, let's open it up this side." First.
And he's listing off everything that's in it, and they're halfway through and like,
it's enough. Like, it's enough, and then it's just like, it's chaos. Like that was really funny. We were talking. There's a funny bit where they keep voting on stuff, and it's always 4 versus 1.
Every decision they make, they're like, "All right, let's vote." It's like, oh my gosh,
they do it over and over again. It's funny. And I was saying there was a scene where a group of dogs enter like a perilous situation, and I was like, I laughed out loud at first. I was like, oh, like. That's hilarious. And then I was like, I immediately became very sad because I was like, did they just die? So that was kind of the fun Wes Anderson humor. But this movie has a pretty serious tone. It's definitely not for kids. It has
not at all.
Pretty adult themes. It's PG-13. Kids are not gonna really latch onto this, even though it has a lot of dogs in it.
Yeah.
But I really did, and I felt like you could sense, even though I've never seen a Kurosawa film, I could feel how much influence that had on this movie, because a lot of it feels like a Western. And Kurosawa's Japanese movies were inspirations for a lot of the westerns in like the 60s,
American westerns.
Like Magnificent Seven is based off Seven Samurai. So I felt that influence and that kind of grand. Not I don't know if adventure is the right word, but I'll use adventure, but this grand kind of traveling adventure
Yeah.
to find what they're looking for, and that had a lot of impact for me. And it has this sense of melancholy. The whole movie about loss of loved ones, and I connected with this movie a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm not saying this is a bad movie. I just didn't connect with it.
It's not as good as Fantastic Mr. Fox. Fantastic Mr. Fox is like a crowning achievement. It's one of my favorite animated movies.
I need to rewatch it.
So
it's been a
brilliant.
long time.
This is not as good as that, but I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. See, like, and that's the thing too. It's like I'm trying to think how, like, yeah, it wasn't as good as Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I think I just connected with the characters a lot more.
Maybe that's what it was. Cause like even like the Royal Tenenbaums isn't like a perfect movie, but the first third is brilliant. It's so fantastic and it's so funny and witty. And I thought after that it went off a little bit, but like even there were moments of that like great fantastic Wes Anderson like comedy. Situational drama, and I felt it in there. I just didn't latch on like I wanted to.
I think it's middle of the pack for him, but
there was a lot more of his movies that I need to see. I'll say that.
Yeah. Same.
But the other two I did very much enjoy. So I know I'll get there sooner.
Okay, so I thought the screenplay was very detailed and.
Oh, I'm sure it had to. You have to have it.
Yeah, it was very detailed and. Focused, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it as well. So I give this movie a 7.8. I really enjoyed it. I recommend that you go see it as well.
I gave it a 5.5. Again, this isn't a bad movie. I just, every once in a while those come up where they're well-made films, and I just don't latch on emotionally or connect with it really. But I mean, it's good cinema. If you are interested in seeing this, go see it.
Yeah, definitely.
You won't be interested and not,
Yeah. If you're not interested, maybe don't.
Yeah, but if you're interested, go see it. I know it's showing in a couple different places, not everywhere around here. Luckily, right down the road, it was showing for us, so we got to see it there. But yeah, I would say check it out. If you're interested, check it out.
Yeah, so that's an average of a 6.7. So we actually varied on this much more than we normally do. So, wow, surprise.
I know every once in a while, sometimes we're like, veering off course, but we are two different people.
Let us know what you think. Yeah. Please subscribe,
comment, pop some comments.
Follow me on Twitter at @cam_fansler.
Follow me at Twitter at I don't have a Twitter. Don't judge me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, see you guys.
Bye.